Hey, what is up everyone? It is Chef Dan from Flavor Fit Foods, and today I'm going to teach you how to make these extremely easy and flavorful coconut chicken curry rice bowls. Each bowl has 493 calories and 25.5 grams of protein. So it comes together really quick. It's going to yield you some nice easy meals for your week to fit your calories and macros. Make sure to hit like and subscribe for more meal prep and diet hacking strategies. All right, so the first thing that we're going to want to do before we start making the coconut chicken curry is get our rice going. I like to use my rice cooker. I have 2 cups of white rice that I soaked and rinsed to get some of the starch off. I'm going to add 2 cups of water. So this is going to yield a little bit more white rice than we need because we're going to put 1 cup in each of the meal prep containers, but it's better. You don't want to do this and then be short on rice when you go to package these up. So I recommend doing 2 cups and you'll just eat the rest at some point. Next, we are going to take 2 white onions and we're just going to halve them. We're going to get them peeled. Once we have them all peeled, we're just going to line them up, get a knife, and we're just going to slice them pretty thin, around like 1/8 of an inch is the goal, but they don't have to be perfect. They are going to get sweat down in a pan and they're going to get braised with a bunch of chicken and coconut milk. So once we have all of our onions sliced, just place them in a bowl and set them aside. We're going to keep them away from the other ingredients we are going to prep here. And we have a whole head of garlic. I just like to nip the end off, give it a little smack, and separate 8 cloves. We're going to need 8 cloves of garlic for this recipe. Give it a gentle smack with your knife. Be careful not to cut yourself. And then we are going to peel all 8 cloves of this garlic. Once we have all 8 cloves peeled, just line them up and we're going to give them a little rough slice. Doesn't need to be perfect, as like I said before, everything's going to get braised down together. This recipe calls for a lot of garlic, but garlic doesn't have a lot of calories and it packs a ton of flavor, as I'm sure you are well aware. So once we have all of this garlic sliced up, we are going to set it aside and place it in this little bowl while we prep the other ingredients that can all be put together with this garlic mixture. The next one is going to be ginger. So you can peel ginger with like the back of a spoon or a vegetable peeler. I go for efficiency. I just take my knife, got this like 1-inch chunk of ginger, and I'm just going to skin it like you see here. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, I don't want to waste all that time with the spoon. And then we're going to slice it thin, about 1/8 of an inch thick, or just whatever you can with your knife skills. Like I said, it's all going to get cooked down. Doesn't have to be perfect. So we're going to take these little strips, line them up, cut them into little matchsticks. Then once we have our little matchsticks, we're just going to turn them to the side, and we're just going to hit it one more time with the knife to give it like a nice rough little mince. And then once we have it all minced up, you can place it in this same container with your garlic. And the last of the prep we have to do with the knife is this Serrano chili. So I'm just going to set it down, cut away from the root end, and I'm just going to slice it thin. You could take the seeds out, like you could split it in half and take the seeds out if you want, but spice and things like acidity when you're cooking for calorie efficiency are very important, and I like the heat on this if you're trying to maximize flavor. So now I have my cast iron pan, my old faithful cast iron pan that you're going to see. I love this thing, but you could use a non-stick or whatever you like. I have 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, so I have this on about medium heat. You can see the coconut oil is starting to smoke, and so once it's starting to smoke, I'm going to hit it with my 2 sliced white onions. Also, you can see with these white onions, I hit them with some salt. It's very important from a chef perspective. When I do these videos, I talk about hitting salt with every addition of a new ingredient, and that builds flavors. That is a chef's secret. That is very, very important. And so I've kind of time-lapsed these next few shots because I cook these for about 8 to 10 minutes, and you really just want to, you can see I'm not getting a lot of color necessarily, but you really just want to sweat them down until they get nice and translucent. Now that we have these sweat down for 8 to 10 minutes, I have 1 pound of ground chicken. So we're going to dump this pound of ground chicken in. We hit it with some more salt. And now we're going to brown this for about 5 minutes until there's just barely any pink left. This is kind of like the most work I would say you would have to do in this whole thing. It's just kind of like breaking up this chicken for 5 minutes because it is lean. It doesn't like render a lot of fat. So you kind of have to, you got to get in there and mash it real good. And that's just the way it is. But this is pretty much the most work of this entire thing. And it's really not that hard. And it's going to come out. It's going to be so flavorful. It is going to be, it's crazy how much flavor this thing has for like only 500 calories. So now You can see there's just a little pink left in here, and now we're just going to drop this flavor bomb in there of this garlic, this chili, and this ginger. We're going to hit it with a little bit more salt, as you can see, as always, layering the flavors. And now we're just going to stir this, and we're going to sweat it for about 2 minutes just to kind of incorporate these flavors, build the flavors, and soften up the garlic, the chili, and the ginger. Now we have our garlic, our chilies, and our ginger sweat. This is probably smelling really good. You're probably drooling, and we're going to add 1 cup of chicken stock. I have this little container that's exactly 1 cup. I have 1 can of light coconut milk. Going to dump that in there as well. And then we are going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of turmeric. And that is it. We're just going to let this simmer on about medium-low heat for around 20 minutes. So again, I've kind of time-lapsed this. You can see as the progression goes, like it's pretty light colored. There's a lot of liquid, but as we go on, we're going to cook this down. The turmeric is going to, you can already see right there, like the turmeric's adding a nice golden hue. And I love cooking with turmeric as well because it's full of antioxidants. It's really good for you. It fights inflammation, and it gives dishes like this really nice bright golden color. So as you can see, we're cooking down, we're bubbling, we're simmering. That color's getting there nice and golden. You can see like it's still a little saucy right here, but now we're going to cut to the final frame, and you can see a lot of this liquid right here has been reduced. I don't like to cook any more than this. When it cools down, some of the liquid actually gets kind of absorbed in the chicken. And one of the good things about cooking, like if you make this and you cook it down a little too much and you want more sauce next time, well, that's all good, baby. Just cook it less next time and you can have it the way you want it. It's not going to change the calories, and it's not going to change the macros. But here it is done, and it is beautiful. All right, so we got this thing off the heat. I like to let it sit for like 10-15 minutes, just kind of come down in temp, so we can package it up and get it in the fridge. They don't like steam in the packages too much. So I have 1 cup of my cooked white rice per container, and then we're just going to divide the coconut chicken curry mix evenly. You could weigh it out if you want, but this one's pretty self-explanatory. I think you can get by just eyeballing it. And then we're going to add, I quartered a lime, so I took a lime, cut it into 4 pieces, adding 1 lime wedge per container. And then also, if you like, I like to take cilantro, and I just pick some leaves and just kind of disperse them over the bowls in any way you want. But, you know, acid, herbs, these things don't have any calories. They pack a ton of flavor, and it's all about flavor if you want to build a sustainable dieting program, one that you can follow, one that you cannot, relapse from, one that you cannot binge eat from. You really have to be happy in the meals that you eat. And so I eat a lot of things like this that pack low calorie, good amount of protein. You could switch out the white rice for brown rice if you like, but it's all up to you as long as it's delicious and sustainable in your diet plan. So there you have it. Here are our bowls. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you like the video. I am going to flash a slide of the full calorie and macro breakdown. Also, I'll have the full ingredient list in the description of the video, and make sure to comment down below and let me know what kind of recipes you would like to see in the future. But that is it for me. I am starving. I'm going to go absolutely house one of these coconut chicken curry rice bowls right now. This is Dan from Flavor Fit Foods. Peace out. I will see you next time.